What is up, Fin fans? We got another day of practice and another day of Brian Flores' press conference, and then I'm going to talk about what happened last night, because holy guacamole. So if you want to know my take and my feelings on Andrew Luck's retirement, give me a minute. I just want to talk about Dolphin stuff first, and then I'll get to Andrew Luck's retirement, because wow. So let's just jump right into it. Brian Flores, it's after week 3 of preseason. Thursday, we're heading into the 4th week preseason, and then we're heading into the season. So everyone wants to know who's the starting quarterback. No decision on the starting quarterback week 1. This could go either way. I think they're both working hard. They're both having leadership. Both have done a lot of good things. This will be a hard decision. I've said this before. Now, I don't know if this is him just, talking him up, essentially just don't want one or the other to feel bad, or, like Rosen, he's doing good, or kind of just keeping everyone in the dark, which maybe he is because he's doing that with the injuries. But if what he's saying is true, and if it's this close, I'd put Rosen in. And I've said that from before, and I've said that multiple times. If it's this close and it's a hard decision, I'd put Rosen in. He'll play longer. He will stay fresh longer, because that's the other thing. We noticed this in minicamps and OTAs. Fitz was killing it. He was killing it for many reasons. He's the vet. He can read a defense. He knows the playbook quicker. Arm strength, killing it. Whereas Rosen was struggling a little bit, struggling to read the defense, struggling with the timing of his passes, struggling with all this stuff. Then training camp comes. Fitz is still killing it for the first few days of training camp, and then all of a sudden we start to see the fatigue in his arm, and we start to see that the man is 36 years old. So we start to see it. So if it's this close, I'm putting Rosen in, because it's only going to be a matter of time until Fitz, you start to see the fatigue of the vet, and then that's my take. Obviously, comment below. Let me know what your take is. This week is about the Miami Dolphins getting better, not about game planning for the Baltimore Ravens, which makes sense, because if you game plan for the Baltimore Ravens and you put what you want to do on tape, that's not what Flores is. That's not what Flores is trying to do. If you can't tell, again, from us having no idea about injuries, no idea about who's injured and why they're injured, and no idea about how long they'll be out. I got some injury updates, so I'll get to that too. He said we might see all 3 quarterbacks on Thursday, which, okay. Maybe it'll give him a better decision on who the week 1 starter is. Also, it just popped in my head, just to go back to the no decision, that also could be to mess with the Baltimore Ravens, because they can't game plan for one or the other, because they're 2 different types of quarterbacks. So if they don't know who's starting, they can't really game plan for Fitz, they can't really game plan for Josh Rosen. So we literally might not know who the starting quarterback is until, I don't know, the official depth chart comes out, but then even then we might not know who the starting quarterback is. Talks about Kiko Alonso, because there's a lot of talks about the trades for Kiko Alonso. There's a lot of talks about trades for Kiko Alonso, McMillan, Kenny Stills. There's a lot of trade rumors going around, which I'll also get into in this video. Talks about Kiko Alonso, guys who make plays fit. He's a guy who's made a lot of plays his career. So you're like, oh, so you're telling me he fits. So he's cool. He's good here. You got to be healthy to be a fit. So then you're like, so wait, is he not cool? Is he not going to be on the team? What? Yoda Flores. What? But I essentially think that, I don't think he'll go anywhere, to be honest with you, because if you listen to the injured players that didn't practice today, we need, as much as we want to get Jadeveon Clowney, get Trent Williams, get these players. Oh, we want these players, do fantasy football type stuff, do Madden type stuff. You gotta have depth, and you gotta look at the team. There's a lot of linebackers that are injured. So to get rid of Kiko Alonso would leave us so thin at the linebacker position that, God forbid, something bad happens, then we're screwed. I don't see Kiko Alonso getting traded. I don't think his contract's as bad as Rashad Jones' contract. I don't see it happening, but you never know. You never know in the NFL. You never know. Talks about Dwayne Allen. Played well in spurts. Then they asked him, well, is he going to be on the team? He says he loves Dwayne Allen. Loved Dwayne Allen. But he's not committal about Dwayne Allen because Dwayne Allen, yeah, he's done well in spurts, but you got to be consistent. I don't care if you're well in spurts because the bad spurt of you like underperforming and stuff could cost us the game. I want constant performance. Boom, boom, boom. So then when it comes down to we need you to win the game, we don't have to wonder which spurt are we going to get. Are we going to get the good spurts or are we going to get the bad spurts? It sounds like I'm saying squirts. Are we going to get good or are we going to get diarrhea? You know what I'm saying? And then he said he felt bad for Andrew Luck. A lot of respect and he wishes him the best. Again, I will talk about Andrew Luck literally in about a minute. Set the timer, don't set a timer, because I don't know. I like to ramble, so we'll see. So that's what Brian Flores had to say. A lot of the big things is about his non-decision on quarterback and his non-decision on who the starting quarterback is. Again, I think he's just messing with the Ravens, and I think he's just messing with us. But we'll see how this goes. Again, if I'm going to believe him and I'm going to trust him and things that he say to me are true, which you never believe a coach. Look at the Giants. We're not going to trade Odell from the GM and then they trade Odell. You never believe them. If it's this dead standstill, I'm starting Rosen. So this is who didn't practice today. I should get a giant scroll just. This is who didn't practice today. Chase Allen, Ginkle, McDonald, Poling, Vincent Taylor, McMillan, Dwayne Allen, Walford, McCain, and Drake. Now we knew about Drake. Drake is not going to do anything in all preseason, but he will be ready for the starting. For the start of week 1. So if you notice, guys, Poling, McMillan, thin at linebackers. Chase Allen, thin at linebackers. Ginkle, thin at linebacker. We've got 4 linebackers on the injured list. I'm not trading away Kiko Alonso because Chase Allen might not even make the team. Quentin Poling might not even make the team because they haven't done anything in a month. So I don't know if I'm trading away Kiko Alonso, to be honest with you. And these are the players who have practiced. Now, they're there, they're practicing, and it could be in limited basis. So it's not like they're going out doing 11-on-11s team stuff, but they are practicing. Kiko Alonso, he's back. Let's see what he can do. Devontae Parker, back. Jakeem Grant, Walt Aikens, they're back. Rashad Jones, I think this is his like 4th practice in a row, 4th, 5th day in a row. Great. Albert Wilson is back. Great to hear. Great things. Very excited that those guys are back. I got nothing else for you from practice because, again, I'll reiterate, there's no more play-by-plays. There's no more play-by-plays. It's just we're allowed in the locker room after the games or after practice and all that stuff. So that's all I got for you guys. Now I want to touch on 2 things. I'm going to talk about comment of the day. I'm going to talk about Andrew Luck. First, I want to talk about Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck last night retired. Now, it sucks because somebody in the Colts organization leaked out that he was going to retire before he can make his announcement that he was going to retire. So he retires. His speech was heart-wrenching. Like, you could feel for the dude. Then this bothers me. As he's walking off the field, it gets known that he's going to retire, and the Colts fan base boos the man. They boo him for retiring. Now, some little part of me is like, all right, they're booing him because they bought season tickets or because of whatever reason they wanted to see him play, and it's just like the 3rd or 4th time in the past 4 years that they have had anticipation of seeing this man on the field, and they're not getting it. So they're upset. Little part of me is like, all right. The big part of me is like, wow. This man put his body on the line for you guys. This man took the pressure and took the like all of it, took the team, took everything and put it on his back to be the #1 quarterback for you guys, to be drafted #1 overall. You guys sucked for luck to get him. And he took all that pressure and all of that stuff and he put it on his back and he won a lot for you guys. And then you boom. And then he tells you why he is retiring. And then I watched his press conference on why he retired, and I felt for the guy. And then I read some of the comments from the Colts fans, and then I read some of the comments from some of the reporters. Like one reporter, I don't remember his name. I don't even want to say his name to give him a shout out or anything. Called him a millennial because rehab is hard, so I'm gonna quit. That has nothing to do with it. The man. It wasn't until last year that Andrew Luck had an offensive line. And when he had an offensive line, he did well. When he didn't have an offensive line, he did well. And this is the type of quarterback I want the Dolphins to get. Because with an offensive line or without an offensive line, Andrew Luck is Andrew Luck, and he will win you a game. He will get you to the playoffs. He has great pocket presence, great everything. But without an offensive line, the man was getting killed. He was getting absolutely destroyed. And for the past 4 years, Andrew Luck said it was going from being in pain to rehabbing, to being in pain to rehabbing, to being in pain to rehabbing. And it was just that vicious cycle of pain and rehabbing for 4 straight years. And he hasn't been happy. And it's not a quality of life he wants to deal with. So he's hanging up his cleats. Barry Sanders did it. Calvin Johnson did it. If it's not what you can put your body through and your mind through anymore, you need to take care of you. So the fact that these people booed him or calling him a millennial, saying that, you're getting paid millions of dollars and you can't go to rehab, or you're getting paid millions of dollars and, you can't deal with this, is just like, you don't know what he's going through, man. You're not in his shoes. And then people that are burning his jerseys. First off, I've never really addressed this on this channel, but to burn your jersey is the dumbest thing you could possibly do. Do you think Andrew Luck is sitting through Twitter going, oh my God, they're burning my jerseys? Oh my God. No, if he is scrolling through Twitter, which he probably isn't because it's just a toxic environment and people are just being ridiculous towards him, if he is scrolling through Twitter, he's saying, you guys already paid me for these jerseys, because he gets a certain percentage of the jerseys. I already got my money, so you burning it is just you being stupid and burning your money. You already paid for the jersey. You already gave a percentage to Andrew Luck. So you burning it is just being more of stupidity. It makes no sense to me. And but it's not even like, I'm not saying it's all the Colts fan bases, because there's fan bases. There's a little bit of a fan base in all the teams that just do that. And I don't get it. Like, these people put their bodies on the line for us to be entertained like gladiators. We should be appreciative of them. That's the way I see it. And then, so be sure to comment below, guys. Let me know what you guys think of Brian Flores' press conference. I'm having brain fart because I'm still thinking of Andrew Luck. Brian Flores' press conference. Who didn't practice, who did practice. Comment below, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about him not really talking about who the starting quarterback is. Why that he's not talking about the starting quarterback. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think of Andrew Luck's retirement. I love listening to everyone's opinion. I gave you guys my opinion. Again, I don't think I'm right. I don't always think I'm right. I love talking to you guys because it helps me to see different ends of the spectrum. So comment below. Let me know what you guys think of my take of Andrew Luck. I think after hearing him, he needed to retire, because players go through a lot, and players mentally go through a lot. And if they don't take care of themselves, horrible things could happen. And I'm very happy that he took the time to say, I'm a superstar. I'm the starting quarterback. I'm a top 10 quarterback in the league, but it's not right up here and I need to go do something. You never know. He might come out of retirement, but I'm happy for Andrew Luck. But comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Now, for comment of the day, I'm picking a roundabout subject again. Yesterday's live stream, which was sporadic, and I had over 100 of you guys in there, which made me super happy that I could just randomly pop on and go live, and over 150 of you guys is going to pop in. I love all of you guys, every single one of you guys. If you call me dumb, if you tell me I'm wrong, if you tell me I'm an idiot, if you tell me I don't know what I'm doing, even though I love you guys, seriously, I love talking to you guys. I don't care what you comment. The fact that you're commenting, we're having discussion, love it. So I went live yesterday, and Mike, who I have great conversations with. I have no animosity towards Mike. He's a great subscriber. Mike, thank you for bringing up this conversation, because you brought up this conversation. He talked about the fact that he wanted to trade for Zeke, which I didn't see why we would trade for Zeke, because we have depth at the running back position, but we don't have an offensive line. But he had his reasonings, and he said he had no offensive line, and he still did great in 2016, and then that sparked the whole debate of, did he have no offensive line in 2016? Was it the offensive line or was it him? And in all honesty, like I've said multiple times on other videos, that it's a yin and yang type situation with the offensive line and the quarterback and the offensive line and the running back. If you know which lanes to hit, and if the offensive line can open these lanes, it's fluid and it's production. But if the offensive line can't open holes and you can't have nowhere to go, or if the offensive line opens holes and you're not hitting the right ones, then there's no fluidity. But you can't have a running back who had 3 200-yard rushing games and 1 100-yard rushing game, and then for 6 or 7 straight games, we win because of, production, to say there's no offensive line. And this is why I have to reiterate this, because I was reading a lot of your comments, and some of you guys are backing Mike, which, cool, because I'm not saying Mike is wrong, because I'm not saying the Dolphins had the greatest offensive line in 2016, nor am I saying, I reacted to him saying no offensive line. If they had no offensive line, then he wouldn't have done anything. Because if you look at, there's been so many years, like look at the Houston Texans, right? They had no offensive line, right? Last year, they had no offensive line. And some people brought up the fact that, we faced horrible defensive lines, and that's why we did well. But the Houston Texans had no offensive line, and they faced our horrible defensive line last year and killed us. So again, I'm just trying to explain myself and say that the whole conversation was over the fact that Mike said we had no offensive line. We did have an offensive line. We had a good offensive line. Not saying great, not saying the best. He said good offensive line. Because again, if we didn't, he wouldn't have rushed for 200 yards 3 times, 100 yard against the Jets, and still have been somewhat productive. He got a few 80s and stuff, but I've already talked about how to me is overrated because he did those 4 games, and other than that, never broke 80 yards. But that's all I'm saying. So, again, comment. I love commenting with you guys. I love talking with you guys. Hopefully when I go down to Miami December 1st, we all can meet up, have even more conversations, have great conversations. Again, thank you guys for commenting, all that stuff. But other than that, be sure to follow me on Twitter. I tweet out a ton of things. As soon as Andrew Luck announced his retirement, I was tweeting about it, I was talking about it, I was retweeting things. I retweet everything as soon as it happens. So even some funny things, some dog videos. I'm a big dog person, so big dog videos, all that stuff. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. Check out the Bit Boys. I got a bunch of games planned for this week. More Madden is planned for this week. Be sure to check out the Bit Boys. Give this video a thumbs up. One more week, fellas, and then we're facing the Baltimore Ravens at home. We're gonna win that game. Now, I'm gonna do my prediction video soon, but now you guys see why I waited to do my prediction video, because Andrew Luck's retiring completely changes things around. Derwin James's injury, Melvin Gordon, Zeke Elliott. This is why I waited to do my prediction video, because things are really, really changing. But be sure to give this video a thumbs up because you like this content, you like what I do. If you haven't checked out DolphinsTalk.com, be sure to check them out. Great, great site, great Dolphin content. If you're watching from there and you haven't hit that red subscribe button, hit the subscribe button, fellas. I got so much planned for you guys in this season, with picks, with fantasy updates, with me. I might even start, let me know, comment below if you want me to start giving some fantasy advice, like who I would start this week. Throw that in there. Got a ton of content ready for you guys. I will see you guys Thursday at 7. I think the game's at 7. I normally go live a half hour before the game starts. So whenever the game starts on Thursday, I will go live a half hour before. But I will see you guys Thursday. 4th preseason game. If all 3 quarterbacks are starting, it'll be great to sit down, hang out. So I'll see you guys Thursday. But other than that, stay classy,